in this country, especially after 9/11, a lot of people think Islam is a backward and violent religion. How would you respond to those people?
My response is to try to learn more about how Islam is practiced throughout the world. And I think a really crucial first piece of information people need to have is what is Islamic law, because it is a rich, sophisticated, extremely long in terms of how long it's been going on, area of jurisprudence. And Asfa Qureshi here teaches Islamic law, and I think everyone should learn the basics of it. Yeah.
And for people who are in the general public, so they're not in the students anymore, any places, any resources they can go to learn the law aspect of Islam?
So for my field of women's issues, definitely there's this group called Women Living Under Muslim Laws. And Women Living Under Muslim Laws is an international network of women's rights lawyers who use Islamic law to ensure that women's rights are respected around the world. They work from Southeast Asia to Africa to the Middle East, I believe even in America. And they have a website where they talk about the cases that they're working on, and I think it's a great place to look.
Good. If you have 3 words to describe like your understanding, your experience with Islam, what words would you use?
I would use definitely like pluralism. It's extremely diverse in terms of how it's practiced, from not only from country, but from household to household and individual to individual. So it's amazing how diverse it is. Another word I would use is syncretic, so that every place has its history, and the way people practice Islam picks up on the local history. And I'm personally Buddhist, and I didn't realize that the way my family practices Buddhism is completely different from how a Japanese person might practice it, and it's definitely rooted in Korean culture. Ancestors are extremely important, which might have nothing to do with Buddhism, but we combine the two. So I see the same thing with Islam. And then the third word I would use to describe Muslim culture, it probably would be sweet, because that's the first thing I think of. I remember one day I was in an airport in Algeria, and it was during Ramadan, and I was sitting in the airport as the sunset came, and people were breaking the fast, and everyone had these figs and other sweets to break the fast, and I remember them coming to me and sharing the figs with me, and that's just one of the strongest memories I have of being in a Muslim society, is the food, which is always great. So, sweetness.